Back at my 1860 house they tore down over the winter. I'm right down by the road, so I'm not going to do any live digs. It's the main road here. Had an 1147, about 4 inches, only ended up being a large cent. I'm not going to rub it yet. I want to check the date. Get back to you. I wandered back into the woods a little ways behind where this house used to be and stumbled across this big round thing, big concrete. I don't know if it was a silo or something. And there's this wall here. That's an old wall. That pillar there made of, I mean, that's more recent cinder block style, but those there, that's old stone. That whole wall there. There's just so much junk back here. I don't know what this thing used to be, this big round thing. I don't know. I'm gonna hunt around here. There's a lot of junk and iron in the ground, so I don't know if I'm gonna get anything, but just gonna check things out. Get back to you. It's an old, what do they call it, a plow of some sort, I guess, or disc. And this area hasn't been farmed in at least 100 years. I don't know how old that is, but that's pretty cool out here in the middle of nowhere. I'm just digging some odd signals now, just because I've pretty well cleaned this place out of coins. I got that one large cent so far. I've been digging some other odds and ends. I just got another skeleton key, but it's busted. Coming up 11:35, like 8:35. These people lost a lot of keys. This must be the 4th one I found here. So that would have been a real nice one though. Oh well. Keep going. Hit a 1237, 1236, about 6 inches in the hole with this red brick or orange brick. It ended up being a 1907 Indian head. It's pretty sharp too. Should clean up pretty good. That's only like the 2nd Indian head I've dug out of this yard. I found more large cents than I have Indian heads. So, we'll keep going. Now you can see the house has been torn down. Just one tree left. They collected all the barnstone and they're probably going to sell that to the local landscape companies. So, alright, I'm going to keep going. This is the take from the 1860 farmhouse that I've hit several times. Like I showed in the video, they tore the house down over the winter, cut down almost all the trees, and just have the barnstone from the basement like stacked up on pallets. So I guess they're going to be selling that, I'd imagine. They filled the basement in then with dirt, but it's there's so much aluminum and like iron junk in there. It's tough to get anything. I did find this glass bottle. This was almost on the surface. It was just sticking out a little bit. It was kind of laying in there like that. So that was kind of neat. I don't really know how old it is. It looks like maybe some kind of perfume bottle, but it has like this seam on there. I don't know. Does that mean it's not that old? I don't really know much about bottles. It says Parker, made in USA, 2 fluid ounce. And there's looks like a number on the bottom, but I can't really tell. Looks like maybe a 13. I don't know what that is, but it was kind of neat. Intact. So you got a piece of an old spoon. Shotgun shell says number 12 US Climax. I imagine it's decently old. I mean, there's not really anybody shooting shotguns in that area of town. Old piece of pottery was in a hole with something else. I was like finding those little pieces. Got a piece of a buckle, or I think it might be a whole buckle. Oops. So that was neat. Got a top of a mason jar lid. That was actually on the surface in the dirt where they filled the basement is. It says genuine Boyd cap for mason jars. It's intact, just cracked there. So that's cool. Got a piece of a nice skeleton key. That's probably the fourth skeleton key I've dug out of there. This would have been a real nice one if it was whole. So, pretty neat. I got the 1907 Indian head. Just going back over sections I've done before, just kind of digging some of the more odd signals. That came up, I think it was a 1235. I don't know why, I always thought Indian heads came up like 535, 635, like 735, but that one came up 1235, so maybe I gotta start digging more 1235s, especially when they're deep. So that was a neat one. Then I got a 1827 large cent. This is, I think, the third or fourth large cent I've dug out of there, and that's actually my second oldest. I dug a 1826 in a field in the fall, I think, at a different location. So I don't really know how to clean these things or how to treat them or preserve them, so if anybody's got a tip, please give me a comment and let me know. I don't want them to get ruined. They always seem like they're real dry and brittle, so whatever I got to do, let me know. I got my 13-inch Ultimate coil from FedEx today, so I'm going to throw that on and hopefully maybe hit that house a little bit harder, see if I'm missing anything, even if I get another inch. I know there's got to be seated silver there, I can't find it. I've gotten a lot of barbers and stuff, but, and obviously large cent, so I know that the old stuff is still there. So we'll see. Happy hunting.